How important is simplicity in the design for operators? Again, I kicked off the show that I've been on the I've been on telehandlers, I've been on the articulating booms. That's probably where I spent most of my time. They're tons of fun to operate, by the way. For anybody who hasn't, they're a blast, especially when you're like 19 years old. You're going up there, it's great. But it's also, especially like the articulating booms, you're out in the weather a lot of the times. Like I'm here in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver. You're working in all types of conditions. Really important to have ease of use because it's not always the best weather conditions that you're working in. How important is that, or how much is that built around the conversation when designing these machines?
So yeah, there's a couple of things to look at. One, obviously, from an operator standpoint, you want them to be as simple and straightforward as possible to understand how to operate the equipment. The other side is from a service and maintenance standpoint. You want the machines to be as serviceable and accessible as possible. And then obviously talking about the different environmental conditions that they're going to be exposed to, it's important that the machines are going to stand up to those type of conditions. There's the different environmental conditions, and then there's different sites of job site conditions than debris that the machines might be exposed to.
Um,
So
uh,
it's definitely something that
yeah,
it's important that needs to be considered.
this is sort of an off tangent question, but I am curious. Do the machines like extreme cold, like well, you're in Ontario, so you know think about the harsh conditions, but you're also global, so you'd be in operation where there's extreme heat and that. Does anything about the machine change based on where it's being sent to?
So generally, when you look at like our standard equipment, they are designed for operating in the different environmental conditions. So we would have a similar machine that would be operated in, say, Canada. They could be operating conditions down to minus 20 degrees Celsius, and that same machine could be used in conditions that could be upwards of plus 40 degrees Celsius. But we also have different options available too that can better support some of the local requirements. So a machine in Western Canada that might be exposed to more extreme cold conditions, we do have different cold weather options available for some of our machines.
What would be an example of that?
So we have for some of our rough terrain engine powered equipment, we have different weather packages that have different hydraulic oil, different engine oil,
Mm.
uh, battery blankets. You could have block heaters for the engines as well.
So, what is the model then of going out? Is it all through like, is it like rental companies? Is it like, what is the actual business model for your product getting to market?
Yeah, so when the way our equipment is distributed is through the rental companies.
Okay.
So primarily they're used as a rental piece of equipment, but then if somebody else like yourself say wanted to purchase one of our machines, we would direct you to one of our customers in the rental industry as well.
Oh,
So the
okay.
way we so yeah, so the way we support our customers, the rental companies, is not only just supplying them the equipment, but also supplying them with the tools to be able to service the equipment as well. So we have a product support team that provides a lot of their time serve or spends a lot of their time training our customers so that they're self-sufficient in servicing the equipment. So then when we would sell them the or sell you the equipment through them, they would also support you on the service and maintenance side as well.
So that would include any like what we just talked about. If you're in extreme weather and that sort of thing, they'd be set up to provide service for all that.
Yes.
Um, I mean, you're sitting in front of two very specific machines, so I think we should probably touch on those. What is, I see a model number for one of them, the other one's sort of blocked. What are those two units you have behind you?
Yeah, so these are our two newest machines that we're looking to take to market in North America are SJ3213 Micro and SJ3219 Micro. So these machines are kind of entering a new class for us, lower level access, which we think they should be a significant entry into that class. When we look at the history of that class, it's definitely been growing over the more recent years. Generally, in the past, low level access, there's always been a need for it. Maybe not so much on the rental side. There's always been scaffolding and push around type
Yeah.
lifts, but now we're kind of seeing a bit of a shift being driven by a couple different things. One on the safety side, there's more focus on moving away from say like ladders and moving into what may be deemed as more safer types of equipment, more accessible types of equipment, and then also the conditions that the machines are used on. types of flooring that may be a bit more sensitive to
Mhm.
higher machine weights. Obviously, these machines being titled as a micro implies obviously that the machines are a bit smaller. So looking at more compact dimensions and lower gross vehicle weight is important for serving those like sensitive flooring areas.